Hello and welcome everyone back to yet another episode of Red Cape Sports. My name is Berg Bouchard, and as the title suggests, in today's episode, it's going to be a good one. Guys, we're talking Major League Baseball and ultimately my top 5 cards to pick up for the 2021 MLB season, because as we all know, 2020 was, a year that hopefully we can all, learn from and move on. So anyways, guys, as the title suggests, and as promised, getting back to you guys' comments, I love them, and so many of you politely asked, hey Bird, baseball season's coming up, who are some guys I should be targeting, who are some of the guys I should be sticking away from, and that's exactly what I hope to accomplish in today's video. Now, with that being said, guys, it's important to remember 2020 was a weird season, just 60 games. So if you realistically think about it, all these guys, they would have had 100 more games. So whether they started hot and ended hot, that's a really small sample size. Just didn't have the greatest season. I don't think it's the fairest thing to say that the 2020 season was a perfect example of, hey, this player's on the decline or this player's even on the upcline. So with that being said, keep that in mind when I do mention my top 5 guys. So without further ado though, I'm going to start it off with Ozzie Albies. Now Ozzie Albies was a guy who, he had some injuries, didn't have the greatest 2020 season, but remember guys, as I mentioned, it's not necessarily the 2020 season that I'm basing this off. I'm basing this off career, talent, skill, team, market, so many more aspects go into this. But I look at Ozzie Albies and I think this kid's a stud. Rookie season, put up phenomenal numbers, voted in as an all-star, and guys, he's playing on the Atlanta Braves. That's a really good team. That's a team that has a legitimate chance of eventually winning a World Series within the next, couple years, guys. They're starting to gel. They got a lot of good pieces. Mike Soroka's coming back. So at the end of the day, Ozzie Albies fits really well into that lineup. And his PSA 10, Chrome, paper, whatever you want, guys, you can pick that up literally for around, for a 10, literally around $60 US. And I also quickly want to remind you all, that way I don't have to say it for every single, card price. You can find all these for roughly $100 American or less. But needless to say, guys, my first card that I will be picking up is Ozzie Albies PSA 10. He's an absolute stud. Okay, now, I mentioned Ozzie Albies, so you know what? I might as well mention another Atlanta Brave. Guys, another question that we often get asked here at Red Cape Sports is, Soto, Acuna, and Tatis, who should I go out and buy? At the end of the day, if you like them, go out and buy them. If you like all 3, go out and buy all 3. But for this particular video, guys, I don't know how I can make a video without mentioning Ronald Acuna Jr. If you guys pick up any single, fantasy baseball magazine, read ESPN, CBS Sports, any power rankings, they still have this dude listed as the #1 player, and for good reason. Guys, I mean, he nearly had a 40-40 season. He was just a few stolen bases away. He's recently come out and saying, hey, I don't see why I can't put up a 50-50 season. Ronald Acuna, in my opinion, when you compare Acuna, Tatis, and Soto, Acuna's probably the overall best player. And right now, his PSA 9s, you can buy them all day. All day as of the making of this video, which is March 3rd. All day, guys, less than $100. I believe it's right around $80 US. And to me, that's a really good buy. The 9 is where the values come in. I mentioned everything about the Braves previously with Ozzie Albies, but at the end of the day, guys, this is a really, really good buy. I feel you can't judge his 250 batting average and all those other stats based off last season. That was a very small sample size, 60 games. At the end of the day, he would have had 100 plus more games. Ronald Acuna's the real deal. I love him, so I'm picking him up. All right, guys, moving on to, I guess, the third pick. Again, these are in no particular order, but the third guy who I'm going to be picking up, I don't even want to be wearing this hat anymore. At the end of the day, all right, there we go. I'm sure Les Alex will like that a lot better, even though this hat doesn't quite fit my head phenomenally. I'm going to stick with it. Guys, Nolan Arenado. Honestly, I can't even lie. I loved Nolan Arenado before he became a St. Louis Cardinal. And it's great, the fact that I am a St. Louis Cardinal fan. However, this man is legit. I don't want to hear anyone in the comment section mentioning, oh, well, Coors Field, he's only a product of Coors Field. Guys, you're fooling yourself if you think that's the case. Certainly, Coors Field helps. I'm not going to deny that whatsoever. However, the way I see it is Coors Field, the 450-foot home runs are now just going to become 400 feet home runs, 390 feet home runs, 380 feet home runs. But at the end of the day, they don't ask how far, they ask how many, in terms of how many home runs, RBIs, stats like that. I believe Nolan Arenado is honestly one of, if not, and at this point, it's almost crazy to say that he's not the best third baseman in the MLB. And, you know, there's a lot of great hitters in St. Louis. Paul Goldschmidt, Tommy Edman can do some damage. Yadi Molina. No, guys, I'm just kidding. But those are the guys, you know, who are going to be hitting before or after him. So, needless to say, people love baseball in St. Louis. St. Louis is, arguably speaking, going to be the number one contender team in that division, in the Central Division. You know, so Nolan Arenado, he does it all, both offensively, both defensively. I still think the offensive numbers are going to be very, very good. And all day, you know, you can pick up some of his PSA 9s. Now, I understand, you know, the PSA 10s for my liking are kind of a bit high. So for me, it's the PSA 9s that I'm going after. And I think that's a really good buy. Again, you know, you can pick up, I believe it's the Topps Chrome as well as the paper. You can pick up both of those PSA 9s right around $100. So, you know, I'm personally, I do like the Chromes. I find that they tend to sell better, things like that. So, you know, whatever card you guys want to pick up, go out and buy it. Again, I'm not telling you to go out and buy it. I'm just saying if you like it, if everything I've said so far makes sense in terms of Nolan Arenado and his performance, again, if all that adds up, and if you've done your research, maybe go out and buy one of his cards. All right, guys, so I'm going to be moving on to my fourth pickup. Had to ditch the hat. Couldn't stand looking at myself anymore. The hat just fits funny. It's like a $4 hat, but I love it regardless. Anyways, guys, speaking of the opposite of love, I do not love this team. I hate the New York Yankees, but I cannot deny the fact that Gleyber Torres is the real deal. Guys, again, I'm going to repeat that. Gleyber Torres is the real deal. Mark my words, so many people have just written him off because, again, 2020 season, and I am telling you guys, his card prices fell. They're slowly but surely starting to, like, pick the way up. But again, you have a major market in New York. There's a lot of talent on that New York Yankees team, and I believe Gleyber Torres is a phenomenal baseball player. You know, he got a lot of flack for not really being in shape, so obviously he comes into spring training in great shape. I believe Gleyber Torres' card prices are significantly undervalued, both his PSA 9s and his PSA 10s. Specifically, his Chromes seem to be really undervalued. But again, if you guys want to pick up a card, be on the lookout. Don't pick up the factory set. Try to pick up the pinstripes. So I believe that's the one with the rookie card logo in the upper left-hand corner. If I did not get that right, regardless, don't pick up the factory set. Do your research. If you guys are going to go paper, don't pick up the factory set. Pick up the pinstripes. And again, if you guys want to dish out slightly more money, sometimes you can actually find it for right around the same price. Go ahead and pick up his Topps Chrome. But again, not telling you guys to go out and buy it. Always do your research. Only spend the money that you can afford to lose. But regardless, I like Gleyber Torres and I believe in him. So for those reasons and many more, I'm picking up Gleyber. I mentioned all those guys, but who am I most excited about? Well, again, you know, this is a question that I get asked so often. And I think this one might shock a lot of people. I know in the past I said I was kind of staying away from him, but I believe the price is right on Shohei Otani. Guys, Shohei Otani, obviously he's got a major market back in his home country, and now he's playing with Mike Trout. It's Albert Pujols potential final season, we saw how many people flooded to Derek Jeter, and I'm not saying he'll get the Derek Jeter love. Again, it is a pandemic, but at the end of the day, Albert Pujols, at least in my opinion, all St. Louis Cardinal bias aside, he was for good reason, he was the most feared hitter in all of baseball. He's put up some crazy stats that so many other people have never done. 2,000 RBIs. I believe he's also a career 300 hitter. I might be wrong on that just because of his last few seasons, but regardless, 600 home runs. The man is incredible. I personally believe he's really well respected in the league, and by default, almost, Shohei Otani is gonna get a lot of eyeballs on him, right? He's got Mike Trout and Albert Pujols on that team, but more specifically, guys, there hasn't been a full season yet, and I mean a full season, where we've seen Shohei Otani at his best. And what I mean by that is there hasn't been a full season where we've seen him both pitch and hit an entire season. It looks like we're going to see that now. Watch his spring training. This guy's constantly hitting 97 miles per hour on the gun. He's got a lot of movement. I like his stuff as a pitcher, but also he's going to be hitting, and he's proven at the MLB level that he can hit successfully. I watched his spring training game earlier on today, and he hit one over the batter's eye. This guy's got raw power. You watch Zach Hampel, and Zach Hampel's one of the kings of catching baseballs in BP and everything like that, and he says, no, you guys need to move back for Shohei. The raw power is there. So needless to say, a guy who can both pitch and a guy who can hit. I think a lot of attention is going to be on Shohei. His PSA 9s are right around like $20-25 now. I believe his PSA 10s are right around $50. Regardless, purpose of this video, undervalued, at least in my opinion, Shohei Otani. So, with all that being said, guys, those are my top 5 cards that I've been looking to pick up. And again, I wanted to do this freestyle. Hopefully, no edits, Mitch. I want to make it raw. I want to show the passion that I have for all these cards and all these pickups. And again, guys, I really want to make this obvious. I'm not saying go out and pick up every single one of these cards. But all I'm saying is these are the cards that I like. These are the cards that I'll be doing my absolute darn best to pick up. These videos, when Mitch and I both make them, maybe he has his ways of making them, maybe I have mine. But at the end of the day, I would like to say that in honor of Red Cape Sports, these videos are meant to be a learning basis. We're not going out and telling you, hey, copy every single one of our picks. At least this particular video, for me, this video is to say, these are the players that I like, these are the cards that I like, these are the cards that I find value in, and I'm going to be picking them up. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys made it this far in the video, be sure to smash the like button, as it definitely helps us out with YouTube's algorithm. Guys, also let me know down below which one of these cards that I mentioned do you like that you might be looking into purchasing. Also, who did I mention that you wouldn't have mentioned? Who did I forget that I obviously should have mentioned? Guys, let me know down below in the comments. I always love reading those comments. So, with all that being said, guys, take care and enjoy opening day.